Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 250. Thank you so much for being here with me today or tonight, whenever you catch this. Just got done doing Tae Bo again. It is crazy how much I'm just loving Tae Bo 25 years later after I started doing it so long ago. So search it up, vintage Tae Bo video. And or vintage Tae Bo, you don't have to type in video, but just vintage Tae Bo and pull it up, and there's a million videos on there. So try it. Let me know if you like it, if you've never done it before. Something about kicking and punching, I promise you, it just does something to your soul. So try it. Movement is medicine. So I got this little book. I didn't really have a plan tonight. I'm really tired. It's been a long week. So I'm like really tired. It's probably the Tae Bo getting to me now, but I got this little book. It's so funny. It just says dope rhymes on it. I thought it was cool. I got it like during 2020, I guess it was. And I just wanted to read a couple of affirmations that I'd written in this book that really helped me along the way. And this is from March 7th of 2020. I had a really bad health issue going on before COVID happened. So in late January of 2020, I woke up in the middle of the night and my heart was spasming like a Charlie horse, like in your calf. It was basically my heart was doing that. And I woke up out of a deep sleep. And all I could think about was a friend of mine. And it was almost like she was talking to me in this dream I was having. And I just woke up. I had been asleep for an hour and a half or so. And I woke up and I just was having weird, like my vision was off a little bit and everything looked like there was a veil over it or something. It was very strange. And I got this thought in my head, and it was like a received thought. And it said, you need to go to the hospital or you're going to die. And no one's going to find you for 2 days. Like literally that came into my head. It was the weirdest thing. So it was in the middle of sleeting and it was like 12:30 in the morning. And I just put on a coat and left my cat. And thankfully there was a little hospital across the street, literally across the street from where I was living. And so I drove myself over there, or else I just would have called 911 because I was in need. And went over there and they did an EKG and they were like, oh my God, you're about to go into cardiac arrest. Your EKG is horrible. And they said my potassium was really, really low. And so I had no idea that this was going on. It was crazy. But from there, of course, I had my nervous system was all out of whack. And I was on this medicine for about 6 weeks to lower my heart rate. My heart rate would not slow down. It was crazy. So I don't know if I had some version of COVID before COVID really hit us, but they tested me that day and said I didn't have it. So of course, a couple, 6 weeks later, it was, we were shut down. And so it was just crazy. So I wrote this in this book right before the shutdown, actually. It was March 7th of 2020. And it was from the book, You Can Heal Your Life. If you have not heard of this by Louise Hay, grab it. I've been using it in sessions for years, just as a guidance tool. Because in the back, it has most physical ailments and what emotions go along with those physical ailments. I thoroughly believe that every emotion or every physical ailment is caused by an emotional disturbance of some sort. So I had written this down in here. I filled this whole book up with tons of just, loving and just peaceful affirmations, I guess, and just different passages from different books and things like that. So I wrote this and it says, I am willing to release the need to be unworthy. I am worthy of the very best in life, and I now lovingly allow myself to accept it. As I spend a few days doing this affirmation over and over, my outer effect pattern of procrastination will automatically begin to fade. As I internally create a pattern of self-worth, then I no longer have the need to delay my good. And that is from the book. I copied that from the book. And I must have been writing about procrastination. And she was basically saying that procrastination is delaying your good when you don't feel worthy of goodness. It's like just an underlying emotional, energy. So there's stuff in here that is it kind of bends your mind a little bit to think differently. And so I just love that. And how we need to lovingly accept ourselves. That's one of the main things. I've talked with a lot of people this week that have shame, and we have to forgive ourselves. We just have to. And I'll talk about more how to do that in the future if anyone is interested and just needs a little bit of help in that area. But at some point we have to decide, I want to feel better. I want to think better. I want to do better. I want to live better. I just want to feel better. And most people do want to feel better. But to feel better, we've got to think differently. We just have to. We can't take the same brain and use that to come up with a solution. We just can't do it. So, and Einstein said that. He was pretty smart. We got to listen to that guy. So, and then I wrote, I'm willing to release the pattern within me that is creating this condition. And that was something Louise, there's tons of videos on her, or about her on Instagram where she says this. I'm willing to release the pattern within me that is creating this condition. Use that affirmation for anything. Just use these. Be kind to yourself. Begin to love and approve of yourself. I wrote that in here. I am open and I couldn't read my own writing. My writing has gotten significantly worse than this too. I am open and receptive to all the good and the abundance in the universe. That's something really good to say. Anytime you see something that you want or love, say, that's for me. Anytime you see it, oh, that's for me. Oh, that's for me. Oh, I love that. That's for me. Just repeat these things to yourself. And then another one was, use me however I can best be of service as a vehicle of love and healing in this world. And please just guide me along the way. I love that. That's what we can all be, of service. We're all of service to someone in the world. Even if it's just the cashier that you smile at, you're being of service. You're also being of service. I look at it like you're being of service if you're taking care of your body, you're taking care of your mind every day. That's of service to the world. We're just helping everybody through taking care of our own energy, because our energy affects everyone. So that's how I like to look at things. And then everything is always working out for me. I wrote that back then. And yeah, I guess I'll stop there because I could go on and on and on. But because it gets into relationship stuff, and that's a whole other video. But everything is always working out for me. Isn't that the case? Everything is always working out for me. Say that to yourself every day. I'm going to have a great day. As Esther Hicks would say, Abraham Hicks, pre-paving the day. So that's another thing to do is when you wake up, you're going to say, I want this to happen today. This is going to happen today. This is going to happen like this today. Think about your day and plan it out in your head before you even do it and see what happens. Pre-paving. That's what Esther would say. It's almost like taking just a step up the staircase. Oh, this is going to feel this way once I do this. This is going to look like this once I do this. It's just a fun way to live with intention more than just letting things happen by default. And it's just a fun practice to do, I feel, because again, like I've said 1,000,005 times, we're imagining all day long. Your imagination is creating your reality, your perception. And so we need to grab a hold of that imagination and say, we're going this way today. We're going to go on an adventure. Just like I said yesterday, I was vacuuming and I was like pretending like I was vacuuming my Italian villa. And I was just having fun. I was just like picturing like, what would I feel like if I were in Italy right now? And what would I be thinking about? What would I be feeling? You know, I just was thinking about, I have no idea how or when or why I would go to Italy, but like, I just want to go. And so I'm going to manifest this. We're going to hold me to this. We're going to figure this out somehow. And it's just going to happen. But I love to play with my imagination. So I want you guys to do that. Like start playing with it and don't worry about what anyone else says. This is so big because like I talk to so many people and everybody believes everything they read, everything they see, everything they hear. They like believe everything. And I get it because it looks so real and it's what the collective believes. You know, everybody believes certain things. I get all that. I am not that delusional, obviously. I get all these things. My point of all this and doing this channel and changing my own mind was because I have seen so many unhappy people over the years. Like I said, I've done 10 to 12,000 hours of one-on-one time with people, and I've seen so much suffering. And so I was like, there's got to be something that's causing this amount of suffering. Like, we've got to do something different. This is just not working. And so I just came up with, we've got to think differently. We've got to change our minds. We've got to direct our thoughts where we want them to go versus where they've always gone. And so I just started doing it with myself. And I was like, wow, this really works. This really works. Changing your identity, who you're being in the moment, deciding who you want to be, and deciding you're not going to be your old self anymore. And that's the biggest thing, is just deciding for yourself, like, I want better for me, and not thinking or caring about what anybody else would think. You don't have to tell anybody what you're thinking. You don't have to tell anybody what you believe. You don't have to tell anybody anything, unless you're prepared for pushback sometimes, because some people will push back, and some people take offense to things, and it's like, oh man, I'm just living the way that I want to live. And I personally have never been happier and more, I will say, at peace. Happy is, I've always been kind of baseline happy, but like I'm at peace now, and I feel this internal contentment because I'm doing something, as Bashar says, follow your highest excitement. Doing these videos is part of that. This was a step in the right direction of me living my passions. I've already been living my passions for my whole life. I've done pieces of them, but I was waiting to do this, and I really delayed it because of various reasons. I just wasn't ready yet. The timing wasn't perfect. It was perfect last year for some reason. So you've got to just take a step in the direction of what makes you excited and what makes you happy. Because if you take the smallest step, you never know where that's going to lead you. So take just a bite of whatever you're trying to do. Just like if you're trying to do something that takes 6 hours and you're like putting it off, just do 5 minutes a day and you'll get there. It's just, you never know what's going to unlock when you just take that one step forward. So, and it could just be changing one thought that you think every day, or it could be saying thank you to everything around you. That is one of the most powerful things. It seems to work for so many people. And it just changes your internal state immediately to thankfulness and appreciation. And it's just the best. I haven't found anything that's like better than that yet. So, and I've practiced a lot of things, and I'll continue. But so anyway, I will let you go this video, and I'm going to get this uploaded and possibly go to bed early for the first time in a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and got something out of it. And if you did, please share it with somebody who might also benefit from the information. There's the words. I found them. And remember that you are so loved. Please pass that on to somebody else who might need to hear that. Please like and subscribe as well if you'd like to. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.